Hey everybody, my name is Rich. I work in the sales department here at Airguns of Arizona. I get to talk to a lot of our customers over the phone, and the customers are constantly asking me why they don't get to see me in videos. Well, here I am, and I'm going to help out with the video today. The airgun industry is really exploding. We have a lot of people trying out the new PCP world, everything that's expanding and growing. We take a lot of calls on people who want to get their tanks, compressors, whatever, and how they're going to fill their guns. And one of the things that I need to help customers realize is before they ask for what they want to purchase, have they asked themselves, how are they going to fill the tank that they want to purchase? And there's a lot of different things to think about. For one, as you know by the website, we sell assorted tanks. We have about 3 to 4 different tanks that we sell. One of the things that if you're looking elsewhere and you're buying a tank for yourself, one of the things that we need to mention is anytime you're buying a tank, it is important to find a tank with a DOT certification placard built into the tank. The reason this is important is if you go to a commercial establishment, whether it be a scuba shop, a paintball store, an air gun store, if that placard is not in place, a commercial business cannot fill your tank, and now you're stuck with a tank you can't use. The other thing on the DOT placard we need to pay attention to is there is a date code right down here. That date code is important because knowing every carbon fiber bottle has to have a hydro test every 5 years with a 15-year lifespan. That's all part of how this placard is supposed to read. And without this placard, you cannot have this tank filled in a commercial industry business. Now, also, when you're thinking about how am I going to fill my tank and what type of a valve do I need on my tank to fit that filling technique, we have 2 different valves that we sell here. We have the standard valve, as you see here, comes with a 1 gauge handle and a pressure release valve. We also do our HP3 valve that comes with 2 gauges, a bleed, a male nipple for filling, and the blowout pressure release. The difference between the 2 valves, the one with the two gauges shows you a constant pressure in the tank. The single gauge shows you pressure that's in the hose going to a gun, or if you're testing it for pressure what's in the tank using a deadhead. The way these valves are set up with the hoses are different. In our standard valve, your hose setup will come just like this. It has a 300 DIN fitting threaded onto a hose. At the other end, you'll have a quick connect, and it comes with what we call a deadhead. The deadhead is a plug that you would put in place when you're trying to test the pressure that's left in your tank. By pressurizing the hose, the gauge will read the pressure that's in the hose, which is actually the pressure in the tank, and that tells you how much air you have left in your tank. Now, when I started the video today, I talked about knowing how you're going to fill your tank if you purchase one. And I hear a lot of people say, I want to go to a local scuba shop, I'm going to go to a local fire department, or I'm going to use a paintball store, or there's an air gun store close to me. And all could be very viable options. If you're talking about a scuba shop, scuba shops need to be contacted before you buy the tank to ensure that they can fill the tank to 4,500 PSI. Most air guns in the industry fill between 200 bar and 300 bar. If you don't get a tank that you can fill to its 4,500 PSI, if you have a tank that fills to 3,000 or 200 bar or 250 bar, you're not going to get a full fill. Therefore, you're not using the tank to its potential and you've wasted your money. Now, if you call a scuba shop, ask them, can you fill a carbon fiber tank placarded from DOT to 4,500 PSI? If they say yes, then if they can do that, you'll know because of that pressure rating, they can use a 300 DIN fitting, which fits right into the top of this valve. So when you have this valve, you'll just unthread this hose. They will put their 300 DIN in here and fill the tank for you. If you need to use a paintball store, paintball, just like air guns, uses a lot of quick connect type fittings. This tank as it comes is not set for a quick connect fitting, but we can make it that way. So basically, your tank comes with this type of a fitting. So what you can do here is right here you have a threaded piece on the hose that unthreads from your DIN to reveal this thread right here. What we would send you is you would have a dowty seal that fits right over these threads, the male quick connect fitting that threads right over the DIN, a second quick connect that'll thread into the hose that on the end that you took off the DIN. Now you have a quick connect hose and DIN fitting. So now when you take the hose off, You can also fill with a quick connect compressor. So for paintball or your own compressor, most have quick connect fittings. The other option, and I hear people say that they want to use their fire departments. I don't hear a lot of people being able to use fire departments very long, very successfully. There's a liability factor that most fire departments don't want to take. But if you have that connection, or that connection at the fire department that you can do that, you will need a 300 DIN to SCBA fitting. SCBA is the type of fittings that a fire department uses for their self-contained breathing apparatus, their SCBA tanks for fighting fires. This would work where this adapter will fit right into the DIN fitting as your hose would, and then their compressor fitting fits on the end of this fitting. It's very easy to use, but please confirm that you can use a fire department to fill your tank before you commit to buying a tank in that process. Now in the same version, we talked earlier about the different valve, which we have our HP3 valve that already comes installed with a male quick connect fitting. That male quick connect fitting is not set up to be done with or used with a DIN. So if you go to a scuba shop, they may be able to fill to your 4,500 PSI, but you'll need the right adapter to fix that or to make that happen. And to do that, you would need a female 300 to a female quick connect that fits right into place on this valve, so they can fill with a scuba or a 300 DIN setup. In summary, a standard tank setup is going to come just like this here. Standard valve, 300 DIN male, threads into the top of this valve at a 300 DIN. This is the setup that you would be using with a 300 DIN setup fill system, most likely like a scuba shop or in some air gun compressors. So this is the setup that we'd have for a quick connect fill. Remember I told you, you're going to remove the hose from this. It'll reveal these threads. Dowty seal, male quick connect adapter, female quick connect that threads into the hose, and then the female quick connect that leads to the air gun. This is a setup here that you would use if you're using a paintball store or a compressor with a quick connect fitting to fill the tank. Before you buy your tank and you have confirmed that you can use the firehouse to fill the tank, this is an SCBA to DIN adapter. Threads into here just like the DIN fitting. The fire compressor threads right onto the SCBA. If you decide to purchase the HP3 valve that already has the quick connect adapter built into the valve, this is the setup that you would have to operate the valve. You have the quick connect, the female quick connect, the hose, all the way leads to the air gun. On this same setup, if you're going to be using a 300 DIN style fill, whether scuba shop or an air gun compressor, remember, you will need the female 300 DIN adapter to a female quick connect that'll fit right on to the quick connect here for the compressor to fill this tank. The reason we did this video today is we have a lot of people with a lot of questions about how to fill and where to fill tanks. Our main goal here is to help our customers not spend more money trying to save money by buying tanks off the internet without this placard, by not understanding quick connect or not knowing where they can get their tanks filled. We're always here to help you. You know how to get a hold of us. Again, my name is Rich. I work here in the sales department at Airguns of Arizona. We're here to help, and thank you for listening today.